What is up, guys? So this is week 16 review, and we have some really good news. I am up roughly $700 on the week. You know what that means? More of the bell. The bull bell. I rang that thing so hard on one of these trades this week, and I'll get into detail about that. But going through the week, let's start. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, I'm actually trading from my new place. So if you saw the house kind of look a little different, well, that's because it is. This is my new house. I have an office now. My desk is not in my room anymore. And it's a lot smaller, so the acoustics in here kind of have like an echo. Maybe you noticed that in the camera or in the microphone. So anyways, just wanted to give you like the warm welcome. Got the new setup. Very, modern, gray walls, all that good stuff. But enough of that, let's get into week 16 for the recap. All right, so here are the trades for week 16. Total profit loss is $693. So I made one really good trade this week that home run. I stuck to my plan and it worked. I'll actually throw in that video right now because I took a video as it was happening. So over to the video. So here we are on the trade. Now, I was doing this on a 5-minute dip with the 5-minute candle to make a new high, and I bought in for a starter and then another feeler. As it broke through, I sold some, held the position, bought again, sold some, and now I'm just holding 180 shares, and I have a stop at 580. So right now I'm just riding this momentum until it stops me out, which probably is pretty soon. My stop is at 574. Right now the current price is at 603. Kind of did a 40-cent dip just here. But on the account, this is my P&L right now, so 694, 150 still on the table. But let's see how long I can ride this. I might even remove that stop and put it a little lower in case it does dip, so I can hold on to that low average, because I have an average of 516, which is roughly where this line is. So we'll see how it plays out, but just want to show you the midweek good trade that happened so far. And this was a game plan that I stuck to. I didn't trade early. I waited for the 5-minute pullback, and it just went parabolic on me, which is insane. So that's the kind of stuff you can expect when you stick to your plan and your plan is good, right? You've assessed proper risk reward and it's paying off, right? For the first time, I actually felt like this is it. Like I did it. I did it right. I stuck to a plan. I found the right setup. I waited for it to come to me and I executed it according to my plan and it worked. So enough of that single trade. Going back to the week as a whole. So the average winning trade of this week was $315. Average losing trade, 84. I made 6 total trades. Number of wins, 3. Number of losses, 3. So my win ratio is getting better. It used to be 1/3, 2/3. Now it's 50-50. But granted, that's only 1 week, and this is only 6 trades total. So it's still a turnaround, right? It's still like you're plateauing. You're breaking even on your win and losses, but you're managing risk better. That's what that's telling me. My largest gain, 660 on one trade. And my largest loss, 192. So I got to work on my losses. If I have a loss, I usually try to keep it around 75 to 100. So I can lose 2, maybe 3 times before, I call it even for the day. I'm trying to I'm slowly bringing in those values of real dollar trading. So if I'm using real money, I want to have a stop loss that's out at a certain percentage. So 1% of 25K, 250, right? 1% loss of 250. If I reach that or get close, in the simulator, I'll kind of call it off. Just to get in the habit of, okay, you can't just keep throwing around money even because you're actually out money now. So I'm trying to get into that mindset of you're transitioning into using real money. Let's start bringing in some real practices. Even though I've been incorporating them a lot throughout, I need to do it more as I'm getting closer to actually using real money. I think in the next month to maybe 6 weeks, I will be transitioning to real money. My average hold time for my trades has gone down significantly. So if I'm in a trade for less time, I'm actually profitable, and I noticed that too, because it even shows here by losing trades lasted longer. So I'm holding on to a false hope for a long time, and I shouldn't be doing that. So I have to get into the emotions of all right, emotions aside, the trade isn't working, you need to get out, right? You can always buy back in at that price. If it's going to dip below it, just get out. Ross Cameron says it best, and I know the controversy over him, pump and dump. Breakout or bailout, and I'm trying to stick to that. And keep in mind, I've only been trying to trade like him for 6 weeks now, and I'm seeing some result. And just from the stuff I watch in the morning, I take notes. I have a notebook full of everything he says in the morning that I find very educational. I probably have like 6 or 7 pages of this size filled out with notes that he says, and that's it. And I've been watching him every morning still, and I think pretty soon I'm going to stop because it's almost like a broken record. He's starting to say the same things, promote his website, blah, 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 but I watch how he trades pre-market because the market is hot and it kind of replicates the real market, which is nice. So you get to see, how does somebody who's a guru trade in real life, in real time. So like having watched that, it really educates me on this is maybe how you should approach it. Listen to what he says very carefully because he does give away a lot of his information. And honestly, a course for day trading to me at this point seems like it's just laying everything out evenly and nice for you. It's not anything you can't find on your own. An experience in the end will be the reason you profit. And I'm starting to notice that. I mean, take that with a grain of salt because I'm still learning, but that's the conclusion I'm starting to draw. Is experience over anything will make you profitable, right? So getting back to this, let's look into some more details. Performance by day of the week. So for the first time in like a while, actually not a while, I think last week I didn't have a profitable week either. Monday was not green. That's weird. Usually I have green Mondays, and who knows? I don't know why. Maybe the market's just hot or I'm completely focused. I don't know. Tuesday, the biggest gain. Wednesday, also a small gain. Thursday, Friday, I was moving into the new house. Didn't trade those days, so those are being pushed aside. Just 3 days. So 3 days of trading, up 690, 700-ish. Not bad. If I can keep that trend going, I'm in good shape, right? Performance by hour of the day. So 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, I'm making money. So I also don't trade the first 10 minutes. I'm starting to trade a 5-minute pullback technique, and I need at least 10 minutes. Plus the first 10 minutes of the market, just too scary for me. I don't want to get involved. I've lost too many times in the first 10 minutes, so I'm going to hold off, let the rush happen, and enter in when the storm settles down. So my performance by intraday duration. It looks as if I'm way more profitable after the first 30 minutes. So in the 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock hour is when, I start to make my money, which is nice. So, a while ago I said don't pay attention to P&L. Well, as you get closer to switching to real money, P&L begins to matter because you need to overcome commissions and broker fees and ECN fees if you're trying to use real money. If you can't profit in a simulator, don't bother trading with real money. That's just my logic. I'm sure everybody will tell you that as well. It doesn't make sense. You can't win with monopoly money. You can't win with real money, right? So back to this. Crazy there, but let's just check the 30-day stats overall. I'm still most profitable on Mondays, even though I lost this week on a Monday. But wow, yeah, good stuff to look at. So really, I shouldn't trade the first 30 minutes is what I'm starting to realize. Yes, this week I did have profitable trades in the first 30 minutes, but my monthly data tells me no. So I'm going to wait another 3 or 4 weeks to get a whole new month of, because just last week or the week before is when I started to all right, put this game plan into hard words on paper and stick to it. So before that, I was just getting data on myself. Now that I have the data, I'm trying to formulate a good technique. And I'm sticking to that the past week. So hopefully in the future, for the next 3 or 4 weeks, I have a 4 or 5 weeks worth of data to look at for this proven technique, or not proven, but this technique that I am improving. So once I have data on that, I will then make a decision on what hours are best for me to trade, best for me to just stay on the sidelines, etc. So looking at all of my data, this is all my entries the past, let's do 60 days to get it all. I was on this big decline, or I was on this kind of slight decline here, and this is when I started trading like Ross Cameron. I tried to replicate those trades and do the quick dips and the quick pullbacks on huge momentum stocks. Well, for a while, I was collecting data, trading whenever I could, just losing every day, right? Well, now, since I had data from here to here, I said, okay, let's draw some conclusions, look at my data, and change yourself, change how you trade. And when I did, bam, that's what happens, a V-shaped recovery. That's kind of crazy. It's going to come back a little bit. I know I'm not all of a sudden perfect after writing out one conclusion from 4 weeks of data, but it's a start because I'm starting to get average break-even days, weeks. So we're on a good path right now. And I want to stay on this path for a couple more weeks until I can define my technique 100% and stick to it. So that'll wrap everything up on the data. Just a few things on the week. I still need to work on my emotional controlling. So like I have emotions that come out every now and then. I need to like, put up the curtains, keep it away, shut it aside. When you're trading stocks, there's no emotions. It's just technique and risk reward, right? All of it has to make sense. Emotions don't always make sense. Aside from the emotions, I also want to continue reading my book. That'll kind of help me with that. So this book, I mentioned it last week. I just started it. It's David Goggins, Can't Hurt Me. I think that's how you pronounce it, Goggins. Can't Hurt Me. Good book. So far, I'm only in a few pages, and I like it a lot. Like, it seems like this guy has gone through some serious stuff in his life, and he tells you you're only working at like 40% of your mental capacity or your physical capacity. You can go beyond that, and kind of like the movie Limitless, where you take the pill, you all of a sudden have all this brain power that you never like accessed before. Well, that book's supposed to teach you mentally how to like get into that zone and just stay there. And the biggest thing he says is motivation is temporary. Like, motivation doesn't last long. It's called motivation because it's a spike, right? Having a mindset of just, I'm going to continue to do good is what I'm trying to get at, to have a stable and profitable trading mindset, right? That is like some of the characteristics of a trader. Even in the previous book I read, How to Day Trade by Andrew Aziz, I think is the title. That book also mentioned that too. Like, mental strength is huge, and you have to be self-motivated or like just driven. You have to be driven, where you just don't stop, right? Motivation comes in spikes, right? Well, I'm up this week, I'm up today, like it's really good. I mean, I'm kind of motivated right now, I know, because this week I'm profitable by like a huge amount, as opposed to last week being 5% down. So like having a 7.5% flip the other way is kind of nuts. So yeah, I'm motivated, of course I am. Who wouldn't be? But you got to stay consistently driven. And I'm almost at that point. So next week, I want to get through a lot of that book. I want to have a fresh mind and be open to change and getting into that good mental state. I'm going to start, now that I have time, because I'm just now into the house, a few more household things to do before I'm completely ready, but I want to get back into my workout routine, my diet habits, because it's been so off, better sleep habits, and work on my emotional controlling for trading. So I've been getting a lot better, significantly better at that, but now that I'm moved into the house, I have some free time. I'll be able to work on those things and get back into the zone and have a routine going. I'm starting to run in the morning before I trade, which I believe statistically has been proven. If you work out or exercise, you have a better problem solving, or what's the word? You have better decision making after a workout or after you've been physically active in a healthy state. So your physical health and your mental health, one on one. I noticed it when trading, and I can tell you it's true. With that said, that is going to conclude week 16 recap. Hopefully this is the start. I know I said it before, but I think right now is the start of my break even profit, inch my way up until I'm constant, I'm making this much regularly, or I'm profiting this much percentage regularly, because your capital will change. So thank you guys for watching. That's week 16. I hope this is shining light at the end of the tunnel that it's possible. Me, your average guy, just learning how to day trade and showing you that it is possible. It's something you can do. So thanks again for watching. You guys have a good one. I will see you next week with week 17 recap, and hopefully we are in the green. Who knows? Have a good one, guys. I'll see you next time.